a quick read for you. So what I want to start out saying is this is just a general energy. I'll do something more specific with the tarot afterward, but right now what I'm seeing here is the finish of a hard cycle. So 10 of Michael is all about a situation that's ended. You're finally free. There's something that's freeing you up. You have a new opportunity for things to make you happy. Something is going to follow now where you can actually look back on things and, see your life in a different way. The fact that you've got the Eight of Gabriel here is also speaking to the same. There's been a great deal of activity. Whether this is actually bursts of activity from you or if this is just, there's been a lot of hustle and bustle about paperwork or whatever it is for you, but there's some kind of an immediate result that's an important communication that's coming through here very shortly for you. I kind of asked for the end of September to October, so I mean, technically, I guess it could last for that period here as well. We also have the Four of Gabriel. Seems to be around your home front. It's going to be affecting your stability somehow. There's a time for a celebration. There's some kind of celebration here in this next little bit where there's going to be a reward for your hard work. You're going to feel like there's some sense of freedom. Everything's going to ease up. Whatever the burden was. And then we've got King of Gabriel. This is also mature energy, but it's also about being generous, sharing, something about a charismatic sort of character that's around you here. Could be yourself or another, but it's definitely about keeping your eyes on the big picture and making sure that the details are kind of left to others. You're more of a big picture thinker here, and I feel like your experience with certain things that you've been doing are something that you've done before, obviously, and so this is where you're actually getting that road to success, paving the way. Lots of cards in around the home front, stability being affected here, even the Four of Raphael. So it's about seeking out other possibilities around the home front as well, and look for the magic in life. Be aware of your own emotions. So your emotions may be tying into things in a very negative way, or somehow hindering the process or this period. But there's something here that kind of speaks to your emotions being in or having been at play, especially too with the 10 of Michael. It doesn't mean that some of you may still be in this energy. Some of you will be trailing out a little bit further. Again, you're all in different timelines, so however it resonates for you. But anyway, even with the 10 of Michael, that general message is still the same. Something is ended, something is over. There's a new cycle, there's a new opportunity at hand. Something can change here, and it's bringing in a sense of relief. And it's also about whatever you were binding yourself with mentally, and emotionally as well, I would say here. It seems like that is something that you are going to have. There's going to be a new start here where you feel somehow that you can release some of that. The tension somehow is less in this period from September to October, because whether you were pushing too hard emotionally or pushing yourself, in directions that were labor intensive, either way, there's something here about putting the past behind you. And there is you finding yourself a little more independent in some way. And again, even with the Eight of Gabriel, I mean, the eights are, it's still in around that energy of creating some balance here, but, we've got too many fours here for that not to be a factor. But again, with the Eight of Gabriel, I feel like there's something here that's kind of moving you into a space of building on something, because that's what the Eight of Gabriel is. It's like something is falling into place all of a sudden. There's no more delay. Whatever was slowed down, the door is opening now, and you're starting to see that there's some more momentum for something that you've done. There's something that's moving in your favor here. It's also about, maybe there was a lot of things that were going on at once because you did feel a certain level of burnout with that 10 of Michael. But either way, it's kind of, you're putting it behind you for this period, and it does indicate you getting a little bit more on the organized side of things so you can continue on with this plan of moving things forward. I feel like something had spun out of control before, but now there's new information that's helping you to kind of realign or reorganize. It's some kind of communication, whether this is around business, contract, paperwork, whatever. There's something coming in here that's going to help you to expand. Again, the King of Gabriel is still around mature energy, and it definitely speaks to whether this is you or another person that's coming through. It's still letting you know there's a bigger picture here. So whatever you've done, you just keep focusing on the big picture. and things will come up with, you're looking at a grander vision here. You're looking at things in a bigger way. You're not thinking small. I feel like you're taking a look at your world and really saying, okay, I can think bigger. I can make something happen here. And I feel like you can expect that you will be put in a role of leadership or something that's drawing attention to yourself, because there is kind of an entrepreneurial energy here with this particular card, because it's a very magnetic kind of character. So you could be drawing an inspiration, you could be a very dramatic, enthusiastic kind of person, but either way, your vision is going to be motivating, and it's going to be a very large one that you're trying to undertake. The Four of Gabriel, again, lots of cards around this same sort of energy. So there is something around your stability and the home front that is at the main focus here. So I do feel like you are going to be getting something here, like I said, communication that's going to offer you a reason to celebrate. It's going to give you a sense of release. Like I said, it's something you can take pride in. It's going to bring you joy. And I feel like it might even bring a little bit of fun here to a situation, because it's creating some level of stability. But again, emotions were in the way here, I think, before with that Four of Raphael. And I feel like if you can, simmer that part of things down, everything else kind of opens up and you can move into this opportunity. But this is about also indicating there's other options that are available to you in a situation. So if you were feeling a little stymied or limited, know that there is something more here than meets the eye, is what the card indicates. So there's, again, opportunities that are presenting themselves, but you may not see it because your focus is too narrow. And that's why you need to bring in a bigger picture to get a better understanding of how to utilize this energy here. So again, you're not seeing something, you're not opening your eyes to something that's going to help you to kind of mediate things into a bigger, broader picture. So it's being more enlightened, bringing an answer or a solution to you. There's something here that's going to allow you to expand an idea, but you need to be visionary with it. You need to be thinking a little grander scale. Think out the details with later, but right now you're just sort of in that space of, I'm just creating the vision. But this is also that space again of, your emotions. You might have been taking something for granted here, or missing the point about something. And, maybe you just were disillusioned by something. But it's a card of self-reflection here as well. So really paying attention to your emotions in this period. Okay, moving on over to our advice cards. So we are in assuredness. It's time to challenge the situation and say, this is not good enough. Stand tall, take a stand. It's time to show the world just how damn tough you are. So it's not about being aggressive and that kind of thing. It's really saying, be confident in what you're doing. You are making some wise decisions in this period. And you can be, assured that with your questions, that you're finding the right solutions to your particular level of question, right? So whatever you're thinking about is correct. Just trust yourself, have the courage, do things, when everything points in a different direction, you know that you can trust your decisions and that you are doing the research. So daring, find your voice, use it nice and loud. And if it makes you feel uncomfortable, even if it makes you feel uncomfortable, if you don't use it now, nothing will change. So in other words, it's not about getting in people's faces. It's about being vocal about your idea and expanding something, because I think you feel that because you will see that there is some reason to be amazed. You've worked hard to get something out, and now you can trust that it is moving in a worthwhile way. So, like I said, some news is coming in here in the next short while that's going to let you know you have made the right decision about something. You weren't feeling secure about it before. Life is not about being taught a lesson for getting something wrong. It's about having an experience that adds richness to your life. And what I'm going to say about that is there was something I was reading in a book that I thought made some sense. It talks about Dostoevsky once said that God has denied man certainty because it would remove his freedom. So it's good to have the freedom of choice. No virtue making the right choice if you knew for certain that it was the right one. So there's no virtue in making the right choice if you knew for certain it was the right one. Too much evidence of another world, spirit world or otherwise, would condition mankind to a lazy mode of thought and behavior. So, in other words, if you knew you were going to be great, yes, in some ways it's important to believe you can be great and then get out there. Sometimes it helps us to overcome the fear. But at the same token, if we thought everything was going to work out all the time, we also would not take action. So, it's an important balance that needs to be noted. Because as I said, I mean, tapping into another world is also, the spirit world needs to be connected to the physical world because one is more physical property than another. And so they have to work in tandem. There has to be a balance. Whatever information comes in, you also have to expand it and get it out. Otherwise, it's like keeping the idea in your mind and not ever acting on it. So again, keep moving forward, never give up. Keep your visions big, broad, that kind of thing, because there is something to them that you can harness and leverage in your favor. But again, still keeping a rein on your emotions at this time, and do your due diligence and the work that you need to really figure out the answers. So that's what I have for you for the month of, again, sort of the last week of September into October. But that's what I have for you here, Gemini. Keep moving.